Hi, welcome to post-graduation cooking with Carmen. Because my graduation was at 8 a.m. and now I gotta cook my own dinner. Okay, let's go, Canes! You know what? No one requested this, and none of my meat is defrosted, but we'll see what happens! So, the key component of potatoes, you might think it is potatoes. Well, you actually need a pot. You need to boil the potatoes, right? The key is to maybe utilize your tripod while lifting your plates out, because this happens. Happy first day of alumni-ness! Okay, once you got your pot file lid now, reach for your potatoes, a cool, dry place, because they're not supposed to go in the fridge. Do I know why? No. But anyways, my potatoes are here like they're supposed to be. Grab as many as you want and stick them in the pot. Cover it with water. Yes. Should you wash them beforehand? Yes. Unless you like to live dangerous. Isn't that right, Roomberto, that's cleaning up the broken glass on the floor? Isn't that right, Roomberto? Put the potatoes in and boil it before it boils. So, are you okay? And utilize an improvised lid if you don't have a lid, which I currently do not have. It's also a pretty good idea if you add some garlic. Do this, take your garlic, press down on it, smash it basically. If I can get it! So it releases all those garlicky-ness, okay? And then you come on over here, take your take your makeshift lid off and stick it in the potatoes, because that's gonna add flavor. Oh, Cooking with Carmen fans, how could I forget? A little dazed after an 8:30 a.m. commencement ceremony. But the ingredient list. Here are the ingredients. Potato, butter, half and half, like powder, salt, pepper. I think, excuse me? Your roommate's steak seasoning. Sugar. And the last ingredient is love. Once your potatoes are brought to a beautiful boil in your hopefully not makeshift pot, set a timer. It should take around 10 minutes, depending, maybe 15. But make sure your potatoes are fork tender. That's when you take your fork, stab the potato, and it goes through easily. Please do not try to eat raw potatoes. Yes, some people do it, I guess. But it's not as delightful, and it doesn't mash. And we want to make mashed potatoes. Okay, so while that's still almost done, so I have 5 potatoes. You probably want to use about a 4th butter. I don't have a 4th butter. I have whatever left is in here. Excuse me. So like a 4th butter, or whatever you want. Just kind of like a dash of half and half. You have 5 potatoes. A little bit more than an 1/8 cup. I have sour cream here because I just like it to be there in my potatoes. You don't need it. Maybe just add a tablespoon if you want this. I just like it. You want to add just a pinch of garlic powder, or however you want. Salt, pretty liberally. Add pepper, and just a tiny little pinch, little pinch of your sugar. Oh, and your steak seasoning to season to taste. Your preferences. Please do us all a favor and season your food. No one is out here trying to eat bland food. Okay, fork tender test. As you can see, it's a little difficult. I'm gonna give these another 5-10 minutes, depending. I'll check back on them every 5 minutes. But you see, my fork is not going in as I stab it. So, it's not ready. It's not ready. Also, side note, since I'm making zucchini and shrimp as a side, don't salt your vegetables until the very end. Why? Why, you may ask? Why not salt these lovely delicacies? Because they're going to release so much water that it's not going to get that beautiful, charred exterior that you would like. Because the salt is going to draw out all the water that's inside the lovely zucchini, and it's just going to make everything soggy. So season at the very end. Also, just a note, I made a little mistake. I turned this heat all the way down to 4, a little bit less than medium. You don't want to do that because your water's not going to boil as strongly, and it's not going to cook fast enough, and then you got to wait an extra probably 5 minutes, in addition to this, extra 5 minutes because your potatoes aren't done yet because you turned the heat down too low and they didn't like that. Sorry, potatoes. Sorry. Alternatively, you can use like russet potatoes, Idaho potatoes, Yukon potatoes, you name it, that's fine. I just have red potatoes, red skin potatoes, because I made something else before and I have extra because they only sell potatoes at Publix in 5-pound bags, or at least my Publix. So what I like to do is just take my potatoes and drain them into a colander. You could probably save the starchy water for something. I know for pasta you can make sauces and get that nice pasta cling with the sauce, with the pasta water, but we're not doing anything special. Drain the water. So back in your pot goes your potatoes that you will mash. I put the garlic, it's somewhere in there. It's somewhere there. There, yes. Wow, this is foggy. Mash it with your butter. Like I said, should be a 1/4 cup for this amount of potatoes. But I don't think I have a 1/4 cup, so I'm just gonna add some sour cream. Will it taste the same? No. But will it work? Maybe. So here we go, time to mash. You don't want to really overwork your potatoes. I like it more chunky than it is creamy, but if you do, I think I read somewhere that you can use a hand mixer, believe it or not, wow, to mash these. So I'm gonna add, so this is 5 potatoes. I'm gonna add about 1/8 cup of half and half, and maybe like a tablespoon of this in case you don't have a full 1/4 butter. And don't forget to season. I will show you that. Not the soy sauce. Not the soy sauce. So I got my butter already mixed in. I just added my half and half optional or replacement sour cream. What you want to do is, I'm using kosher salt because it's more coarse, so it won't be as evenly distributed as like a finer salt like this one. That's because I don't want this to be overly salty. Like, I always oversalt my potatoes, and it's always a problem. So if you use a coarse kind of salt like this is kosher salt, it'll be more dispersed in cooking, if that makes any sense. Added about a tablespoon of garlic powder, more or less. If you want more garlic, go ahead, add more garlic. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of steak seasoning, and I added about, I don't know, a healthy amount of pepper because I like stuff peppered. And don't forget your little sprinkle of sugar. Taste along the way, see if you like it. I think the dairy portion is good for me, but I like a little bit more salt because I'm salty. I'm a salty person. But it should be fine. Potatoes should be done like this. Beautiful. Look at that. Creamy, mashed. potato, but still a little chunky. A little chunky, yet a little funky, but still smooth. And there you have it, folks. A beautiful plate of mashed potatoes. I'm not just gonna eat this. I'm gonna add some of that. This is just a really easy, like, pan fry. Easy, just throw some oil, seasoning into a pan, let it do its thing, and then put it on this. Beautiful. And there you have it, folks. Mashed potatoes, a whole thing. Did you want a full recipe, like with the other sides? Maybe another day, but this is like cooking with Carmen basics. So oh my god, that's good. So if you like that video, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm a graduate. Woo! Thanks, subscribe, bye. It's graduation with Carmen. It's graduation with Carmen. It's graduation with Carmen and Joe, I guess. Graduation with Carmen. Graduating with Carmen. Graduating with Carmen at Disney. Graduation / Disney with Carmen. It's bright. Waiting in line with Carmen for graduation at Disney. It's graduation with Carmen.